jump.
With Discovery Season 5 just around the corner, is it time to forgive and forget and give this show one more try? No! I still hate it, and here's why. Welcome to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. I have always hated Star Trek Discovery. I hated it pretty much from the first episode, even though I was, like many Trekkies, really excited about this. And actually, I loved the first 5 minutes when Captain Giorgio and Michael Burnham are on the surface and they end up drawing out the emblem in the sand, sort of thing, so they can know where they are. I absolutely loved that. I thought it was so cool. And actually really liked Giorgio's ship as well. It was the Shanzhou, something like that. There are just so many unforgivable moments in Star Trek Discovery. So unforgivable, even Voldemort would have gone, oh, that's a bit unforgivable. That I can't get past it. And it does mean that I'm not massively excited about Starfleet Academy because it's a spin-off from Discovery. But it's not just fair for me to say that I hate this show, even though, that's my personal opinion. I am going to tell you why. First of all, what they did to the Klingons in the first season of Discovery was unforgivable. I don't know why they all look like they were made out of plasticine. They looked weird. There was some weird sexual stuff going on as well. There was a lot about honor and things like this that they was just changed. It wasn't very Klingon-y. I hated all the ships. I hated the fact that one of the Klingon ships rammed the admiral's vessel when they were face to face at the start of the Klingon conflict. I hate the fact that there was such an important stage in the Federation's history, the conflict with the Klingons, and it was done this badly. It was just a wasted opportunity again. By the end of the first season, I'm just like pulling my hair out, just like, why have they done it like this? Why have they focused on certain characters like that Ash guy instead of actually concentrating on the conflict and the war? Why was the reason for the war so half-assed? Everything about the first season really was annoying. If we'd have got something more like the Klingons we know, I mean, okay, upgrade them a little bit, make them more violent, make them more animal maybe, make them, a little less civilized. Okay, I'm on board. But they went with that a little bit too far, and it became a Klingon, not just by the ships, designs, etc., even though they were all mad, but everything about them was just alien to what we know. Did I say that about an alien species? Yeah, why not? But if they'd have had interesting characters, I think I could have ignored a lot of these problems. But they didn't. I've written down the characters out of this series actually I like. Empress Georgia, she's good. Saru, I actually do like Saru. I do wonder, though, if it's at least in part because I really feel sorry for the actor that plays him. I mean, he's constantly in those stilts. He constantly has to walk weird. And, I mean, that's a lot of makeup. I know that guy has basically specialized in being an actor in makeup, but he's still a cool character. I like the character. Jet Reno, the engineer that came in, I think in the second season, but it might have been the third. I don't really care. But actually, when she came into it, I liked her. I like a bit of confrontation. I like those sort of, stroppy characters, and I actually really like the actress that played her. I mean, going back to Empress Giorgio, she's my favorite character in this whole series. And if they'd have done a series of Section 31 with her as the main star, I would have adored that. I would have watched the crap out of it. Sometimes bad stories and shows that are made quite badly, they can be elevated by the characters. Because you care about the character, you become more invested in the story. I actually think Strange New Worlds isn't a lot better than Discovery, except for the fact the characters are much, much better, and it makes the show way more interesting. All of the episodes that Empress Giorgio was in were elevated. They were actually pretty good. I want somebody to put a montage together of just the Empress Giorgio bits. I'd watch that. I'm really looking forward to the Section 31 movie. I really can't wait to see what they do with that, even though I actually think the film will be probably a bit pants, if I'm 100% honest. But it'll be so interesting because of Empress Giorgio. And Michael Burnham, she's Spock's sister. If you're new to the channel and you like the video, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification so you never miss any of our videos. But also, you can go to patreon.com/SciTrek. Most of our videos premiere there first. So if you are desperate to see the next video as quickly as possible, go and check it out. Why did they do that? They must have known it would annoy Trekkies. They must have known we'd go, wait, excuse me, sorry. We know Spock's character pretty well by now. He's never mentioned a sister. Now, to be fair, he didn't mention his brother either, but there was a reason for that because he was a bit of a criminal and a bit of a, black sheep. So he was like embarrassed of him, I suppose. But he never mentioned his sister. That never came up. I have a problem with that because not just because they made him his sister and it broke canon, because okay, you can just argue Spock never mentioned it, whatever. Maybe you say Spock had loads of brothers and sisters because his dad married a few times. Fine, whatever. But they didn't need to do that. They could have said that Spock and Michael Burnham met at the academy or something. Or they could have said that they'd crossed paths earlier on and Spock saved her life or she saved his life or whatever. They could have done something that wouldn't have annoyed Trekkies, but they didn't. And it's almost like in this series, and to be honest, a lot of New Trek, they do these things on purpose to annoy us. But let's pretend that that's not the case. They obviously thought that they needed that emotional connection for the second series. I just think they could have done it a different way that would have been a little bit less annoying. So, I didn't like the Klingons, and I don't like all the other characters, virtually. What else did I hate about this? And you probably know what I'm about to say. The spore drive. I hate the spore drive. It's stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in Star Trek, ever. I don't know why they did it. It's idiotic. So, the Discovery. One, ugly design. I know it was a throwback to an original design for the Enterprise, but the triangular drive section, oh God, I hate it so much. So there's that. I also don't like how there's cut out sections of the saucer section. I don't know why they did that. Again, the saucer section also doesn't look right compared to the rest of the vessel. It's an ugly ship. Even when they did the massive upgrade in season 3, was it? I still thought it was ugly. I still didn't like it, even though it was better. So one, don't like the Discovery design. I hate the spore drive because, but it just feels like cheating. And now, okay, one thing it does, it gets around that problem that Star Trek has sometimes when a ship will just go, we need to get back to Earth, we're at the neutral zone, and then 2 minutes later it's there. So, I mean, it can do that. So it's great for storytelling. But the mycelial network is just crap. So, if you don't know, the argument for it is actually that on the quantum level, there's no difference between biology and physics. I am not a scientist, but I don't think that statement makes any sense. Because once you get down to the quantum level, yes, there is no difference between biology and physics, because at the quantum level, it's all atoms. But they've took that very basic fact and tried to make more out of it than I think is reasonable. But let's ignore that because on a scientific level, I don't think that's necessarily inaccurate, even though it sounds stupid. But when you get into quantum mechanics, lots of things are accurate but sound stupid. So we'll give them that. So they've said that these spores are throughout the galaxy, the universe, in fact, and they actually are the building blocks for energy in the universe. And they're actually responsible for panspermia, which basically means that life was seeded on all these planets through the spores that this mycelial network is made up of. And that the Discovery can then travel along that mycelial network and travel from place to place instantly. Oh my God, there's a lot going on there. And it's just, even though they've had to sort of fill in the gaps and they've tried to, over the episodes, try to explain this because people just went, what? That's crap. And they've tried to, make it make sense. And they've done a reasonably good job, to be honest. But it is just lazy, stupid writing. And I can't stand it. But then we had season 2 and the Discovery traveled into the future. They explained the fact that nobody had ever heard of this spore drive technology because everyone was banned basically from ever mentioning the Discovery. Even though she would have been a vitally important vessel within the Klingon War because she was able to jump from place to place and actually, win all these battles because she could jump in and jump out. Everyone was banned from ever mentioning her again. and all the history books were just deleted. So I don't know how they rewrote all like the battle history sort of thing. Like, and this ship appeared from nowhere and attacked, and then the same ship appeared somewhere else. But wait a second, did she not warp? No, no, I don't know how they did that, but they banned. So that's how they explained that nobody knew about the Discovery. Another cop out. It's a different universe. It's just, I hate those sorts of things. It's lazy. So she went into the future though, and I'm thinking, yes, interesting. New starships, new adventures. I like the future stuff. I really think this could be exciting. They even ruined that with the bloody burn. Now, the burn, where all of the warp cores of every starship vessel in the universe basically exploded all at once, and all of the planets were then thrown back into basically the Dark Ages. Okay, that is so boring a storyline, even though we then got to see eventually the rebuilding of the Federation, and actually which has led into Starfleet Academy. That's not terrible. But again, the way they did it was just so boring. And also, the reason why the burn happened, and then the reason why they resolved the burn and make sure it wouldn't happen again was crap. It was some kid with psychic powers on it. Oh, it was just, oh. So, Star Trek Discovery. What do I really think? It's very difficult to find anything about this series I actually like. Michelle Yeoh's Giorgio, I love. I love a couple of the characters. They're actually pretty cool. I actually really like Tilly. I thought she was sweet and adorable, and I quite like Tilly. And I didn't hate season 2, mainly because of Pike. But I always say on this channel, a show should be given a chance. We should give it a go. So why aren't I giving Discovery season 5 a go? Because I gave season 4 a go, I gave season 3 a go, I gave season 2 a go. And even though I enjoyed season 2 to a point, it still wasn't great. And to be honest, I never got through all of season 4. I just couldn't be bothered with it. And that's why I really hate Discovery. And I'm sorry, I won't be watching it. But guys, get into the comments and tell me what you think. Are the points I'm making here in this bit of a rant video sensible? Or do you think I'm going over the top? Is Discovery a show you actually love? Or is it a show like me you actually really, really struggle with? Get into the comments and tell me exactly what you think. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can go to patreon.com/SciTrek, where most of our videos do premiere first, and you get to see them without the adverts, you lucky bunnies. As always, please stay safe, live long and prosper, and I'll see you next time.